Now, today's story is also about a limud. I just downloaded Yoel. Yesterday was his yard cycle. Yoel was interviewed in Hamadiyah. Hamadiyah is the official newspaper of Agudas Yisrael. He was interviewed in Samach, can't see, Samach Tes, in connection with Gimel Tammuz, a beautiful, beautiful interview about the Rebbe. It's possibly worth learning the whole thing. The stories that he says, and the Rebbe's conduct, the Rebbe's Torah, etc. So just one thing I want to share with you, it's a limud thing. He's explaining the Rebbe's diuk. The Rebbe's diuk, a letter, a word. The precision. So he says there's a famous maimer in the Rebbe Rashad in Tofresh and Tes that addresses the fundamental question: the Eibush can create the world without the whole Seder Shtaushos. It's a whole elaborate process. Just wanted to be willed into existence, and it comes from Atzmos to creation. It explains there that the Eibush created this whole system of Ishtalshalos in order that we should have, to whatever degree, an understanding and appreciation of how God works and how creation came into being. So the Rebbe said a Maimer based on this Maimer, which Rabbi Yoel, as you know, wrote the Maimorim and Sichos of the early years. So when he wrote kind of conclusion, he wrote like this. So why does the Eibush create the way you say there's Stalshalos, the Tzimtzum, Dargis, the Oilamus, Oidus, and Talim, and so on. He wrote in order to give a mokim b'seichel, to give place for, allow for intellect to grasp and have an understanding. Human being, Hashem and the way he works. Never crossed out the letter B, base, and replaced it with a lamed. Translation: mokim b'seichel, a place in intellect, or mokim lo seichel, a place for intellect. This letter change is an absolute, changes everything. Without going to the whole Azabada now, but first observation, when you say, in order to give a place for intellect, in that statement is already intellect exists. It's a reality, it's a given. That's a reality, it is. Now he creates creation in such a way that intellect should be able to understand the way he creates. He says, no. Why is there safe? This itself is part of the creation. Mokim l'seif, a place for intellect to begin with, which means that the Eibush says, this Avakadosh Baruch Hu, to have a relationship with a finite human being that he's going to create finite with an intellect. Therefore, he creates his Stalshalos the same way, so that it can be a relationship. See the difference? B'er seichel means logic, intellect is a reality, it's a truth, it's a given, period, it's there. Before creation even, the legitimacy of rationale, it's a fundamental truth. Logic exists. And Hashem now creates creation to conform with, to whatever degree, the legitimacy and the reality of logic. And it says, no, before creation there's no logic, there's no seichel. That itself is the creation. So he creates Ishtalshus in such a way to give a place l'seichel, meaning to be that there should be the end of Ishtalshus actually. A human being with intellect and logic, and he should have a relationship with it. This is all part of the nisava of the desire. One change, le, be, to the surface, to, in, to the. It actually changes the whole foundation of the whole why he Ishtalshus. The answer now is because Hashem wants a desire with a finite human being that Allah b'ritzoynoi, to create with this thing called logic that was a part of his creative desire. He has a mind and understands and a heart, all that which follows, and Hashem wants a relationship with him, and therefore he created Ishtalshus in such a way to reflect this nisava, this desire for a relationship with man. It also means that it's the other way. In other words, like you're just saying now, the origin point of it all is nisava. God desires a relationship with a finite human being. And inexplicably, that means he chose, he wants. That means with Akbar, Seichel, all the things that make us up. And therefore, it's going to create that whole, this human being in a way that reflects it. Because he wanted that relationship. So when you learn Chassidus externally, you think of this world coming at the end, the human being, the final product, like an afterthought almost, Shtaushalas, Atzilas, and that's where reality is. And at the end of it all, weak little man emerges. And that's how the angels view it. In fact, like what? Why'd you even go further? Stop here, things are fine. Went further, forever a mystery to them, forever protesting. But that's the truth is the opposite. In Atzmos, the Eibush himself at the deepest level, the primary motivation, chosen design. There's no reason for this. He just chose to. Reason we just told you, it emerges way down the ladder, is he wants a relationship with you and I. Right there is the conception of a finite human being. Inexplicably, he wants us. That's the Dir B'Tachtonim. And therefore, everything follows. It's going to make creation reflect this person and the whole history and everything else follows. It's all motivated. Mokim l'sech. He creates this. This is his desire, his chosen desire, a relationship with each one of us in our humanity, mind, heart, and the frailties, limitations, and the imperfections that we learn in the Maimonides. The inevitable, intended descents that will happen. It's in all of this he wants the deepest relationship. Why would you want a relationship? There's no answer to all of this, why it's Atzmos chose. Again, just to make it clear for us, there's no answer. It's like asking, why does God exist? No answer, chas v'shalom, to that. Is it, why God exists? To forget the God that you're imagining you're worshiping and worship the reason. That's the reason that he's there. No, they just has no reason for being. He just is, that's all we can say. The desire for Dir B'Tachtonim has no reason. He chose. So also there's 1,000 books in the library. Once this reveals what the choice is, so how does this fit in? Why this? Why that? A million questions, a million answers. All the answers and questions are all within the context of, okay, you want to Dir B'Tachtonim, so what's this? Oftentimes we have answers, sometimes we don't. That just remains inexplicable. Like millions of answers why mitzvah said this way and that way, because I want a relationship with you, and my chosen desire of you is this human being looks like this. Therefore, all history, mitzvahs, tayag mitzvah, a million answers. But all the questions and answers are only after the beyond reason fact of what. So Dir B'Tachtonim is not why God created. It's what do you want? What's the purpose? Why do you need a purpose? There's no answer to that. The valid question is, you did create, what do you want with it? And why did you choose to want it? That's Atzmos chose. So you have to understand all the questions and answers that we have are after Atzmos revealed his inexplicable, fundamentally desire to create this way. And the objective is Dir B'Tachtonim. Now, a million questions, reminder, and so on. How does this fit in? The Kavanah, etc. That's all in this word. There's one letter change. Clarifies this. All right, friends, have a wonderful day to be continued, Be'ez Hashem.